Sup, nerds? James here. And unfortunately, I'm stuck in the real world. But as you can tell, my co host has managed to find himself in wherever the hell that is. How?
Hybrid.
How? His grid. His grid looks like it's tripping on LSD.
Exactly.
Damn, that sounds like the place to be.
I did not make the mistakes Kevin did. I'm the only one here.
Am I still to create the perfect system?
Yeah.
God, that line delivery is so brilliant.
Well,
You
it's funny
can't
because
top that.
that whole thing, you and I have talked about that a million times and how much we love it for that movie. But then this one, Tron Ares, it's like that's the
Yes.
main theme of the whole thing here. And now we're going from the
Yes.
grid to the real world.
And it's a very minor thread that you don't necessarily pick up on with the first two Trons. You kind of get it where it's like Master Control is, doing its thing and Dillinger is losing control of the big program. And then you have Legacy with, Clue and Flynn. And now you kind of get the big culmination of that theme in Tron with Ares of, oh God, the consequences of my actions in creating a sentient program and forgetting that it takes things literally. Oh no.
But that's also what I love about this one is all the references to the original.
Yes.
Mainly, the Dillingers are a huge part of this film.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Ares, but he's not, he's called Ares, but he's constantly referred to as Master Control. And it was great to hear that come back.
Yes, and what I love is that he's a defense program, which means he's programmed just like Tron. So you've got a marriage of a bunch of different Tron central concepts really coming together to create a very interesting, I don't want to say thesis statement, but an introduction to what Ares follows.
And I love that very early on, we learn the rules of this new world where, yes, and this was a concern we had with the trailer. Yes, we're going to have the grid coming into the real world, but right away, the rule is, was it 29 minutes?
Something like that.
So you get 29 minutes in the real world, and that's it. So that then gets us to the MacGuffin of trying to find the code that allows us to be in the real world forever.
Ad infinitum,
Exactly.
which I really appreciate that they created a set rule because of course if you have light cycles in the real world without any repercussion or drawback, you can't beat them. They're literally better at everything, and that's the point. And so it was a brilliant choice to introduce a limiting factor, and it was necessary. But I like the fact that it was timer based, so you got to really play with time scales and how things function, and a lot of that bio digital jazz. I think that's
And
what
it was
Flynn
cool
says.
because it was very, in my opinion, the way I play video games. Granted, bear with me. I'm of the Intellivision to Atari to Nintendo to Genesis era of save, create a new game, create a new character, create a new save. So in case something happened, I can go back to another save. Well, that's what I thought with this is Ares is learning that, well, I'm not necessarily dead. I will come back until he finds the code and then he's one and done. And then the dynamic changes and it's like, wow, I have to be more careful. But then at the same time, he destroyed Athena's chance to get back into the real world from the grid. So she basically had only one last chance. And it was like, God, the storytelling. I honestly don't know why this got knocked so hard because the storytelling just escalated every chance it got to a sense that made perfect sense. And then the stakes were so high that if Dillinger won, God help
It's
him,
end of the fucking world, literally.
Eve had to win, not only because she was going to use it for good, but because if Dillinger won, all hell was going to break loose.
It's and that's I mean, of course, it has to be stated. People didn't like it because they're fucking stupid. I'm not pulling anymore. It's just true. It's just factually true at this point. And it's for the people who did enjoy it, but maybe didn't enjoy the story. That's unfortunate, but I mean, I'm glad you like the film. It's such a great follow-up to Legacy, because Legacy, and I have to really get these videos done, but Legacy is such a brilliant follow-up to the original, because the original is such a great commentary about the burgeoning field of computers and, you know, the computer age, that is this untapped world of infinite possibility that we've yet to explore. And then you get to Legacy, which came out when it was like, oh, cool, we know what a computer is. The internet was made for porn. There's really not much magic left to it. And so Legacy kind of encapsulates that depressing era of computer tech, that it's like, well, yay, computer. And then now with Ares, it focuses on obviously AI, but now like the want to militarize AI and turn it into like a slave puppet to do our bidding. And it's kind of focused on that in the previous Trons. But what I love about this is that it shows that it's like, no, don't do that. Bad idea. No.
But then it also, unlike, you know, Terminator or Matrix, it shows us the good that can come from AI, which was fantastic. And it's like, yes, this is a potential future. So's the Dillinger side of things, but this is what we want, and I think we need. And I appreciated that NCOM. That was the weird little intro we get, is that Kevin's obviously still nowhere to be seen. Sam has now left for personal reasons, and that's where Eve and her twin sister took over NCOM. And it was like, who, what, where? But it didn't matter, because as we got into the story and we found out who Eve is and found out what happened to her sister, and that Eve was originally the early days of Kevin Flynn with the video games, and that's the side she wanted to focus on, but her sister was more in line with the older Kevin, who was finding out what the
philanthropy.
Yeah. And then Eve saw that was far more important and wanted to carry on her sister's storyline. I just loved it. I have no idea what Kevin Flynn was doing up in the Arctic, hiding on a trying to work his grid thing when he was
digital jazz, man.
Yeah, but he was in his arcade. That's what's whatever. But I'm glad he had that backup so that Eve could find it. I
think Flynn. Sorry, can I jump in really quick?
Yeah.
I think Flynn, just like all of us hardcore gamers, had at least 4 different backup saves.
That could be.
So that's probably why he had shit up in the Arctic.
And I forget his adversary Ed Dillinger was quite the dick, because he originally stole his ideas in games, and he wasn't clearly somehow he returned.
I was gonna say, it's a miracle Dillinger ever got a company to run, given he basically had an entire computer program sell him out as its dying act. So the fact that Dillinger Systems exists is fucking impressive. That man did amazing PR work.
Another thing that was sort of scratching my head. I'm like, okay, let me figure this out. So Ed Dillinger, played by David Warner in the original, somehow got the boot from NCOM. That's not the surprise. But created Dillinger Systems. Then his daughter is the one that was running it, and her son was the one that took it over and was screwed things up royally. But then her nephew was Cillian Murphy in Legacy.
No, other way around. Cillian is Ed Jr. So the mom. So Evan Peters is the nephew of Ed Jr. Ed Jr. was the one at NCOM. The Jillian Dillinger was the sister. Huh?
Her real name is Jillian Anderson.
Oh, excuse me. I can't remember the.
Yeah, I don't remember the character's name, Dillinger. She
ran Dillinger Systems, and then her son, Ed Jr.'s nephew, was then Evan Peters' character. We don't know what the hell happened to Ed Jr. Cillian Murphy's character is just somewhere.
What was his relationship to Gillian Anderson's character?
Brother.
Oh, well, I just said that. That was.
You said nephew.
Yeah, Evan Peters was the nephew.
Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. I completely misunderstood. That's my bad.
I was like, wait, I'm so confused. But that's what I mean. I don't know how or what happened to Cillian Murphy, and whether he somehow turned out to be pretty okay kind of guy like Gillian Anderson, or if he was there as a spy, because there are sort of throwaway scenes, deleted scenes, added scenes on the Blu-ray that allude to Ed Dillinger was still getting information from NCOM. We don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of extra stuff that's, just hidden away in Tron lore. And it's not like Star Wars where you could look it up and it's easy to access. It's like finding the Dead Sea Scrolls. You're like, oh shit, no one else knows this exists.
Yeah. And it's like, please write some comic books to fill in the
Hey,
details here, please.
I'm working on something. I'm working on something.
I know we need to work faster, but I really am frustrated, and we've talked about this before. I really think the theater viewing experience is changing. I think movies like Tron need the theater experience because you're trying to get it on IMAX, 4DX, whatever.
They push the bounds of filmmaking and theater specs.
It was fan. Well, we saw Legacy. It was similar.
Oh my god!
Just in 3D and IMAX, it was so beautiful. But the problem is, I don't think people are going to the movie theaters the way they used to. And I think people are like, oh, well, it bombed at the box office. And I think it's not because people don't want to see it or don't want that content. I think they're just not going to the theater. But the part that the box office Nazis, that's it, I'm calling them Nazis, are forgetting is that, well, now, unlike in the past, we have streaming services.
Exactly.
So, okay, Disney releases Tron Ares in theaters, it makes its budget back or a little bit more, much like much like Legacy. But now there is a known entity. It will go to Disney Plus. Disney Plus will now get to use this on its platform forever. It can license it out from time to time if it wants, makes more money. But now it has a platform. It will be there forever. People will then be interested. Oh, Ares. Okay, let me go see the original Tron. Let me go see Legacy. Let me go see Uprising. Oh, now let me finish it off with Ares. And please, 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 they make another one. It all continues. They can release all the movies again in theaters, get all the excitement. And it's really streaming where content is king. And that's where everything gets their money back. Like the example, Ahsoka cost 250 million, whatever, to make. Andor, same thing. And those never had a theatrical release to make any money back. So at least Tron's got to step up in that regard.
Yeah, and if we're going to play the box office success game, technically, no film can ever beat Rocky Horror's box office run because it has been continuous from 1975 to now, 50 goddamn years. So the second I see anyone say James Cameron, I'm going to punch you through the screen. So don't come at us with that shit. The box office means nothing if we play this game.
Russo brothers.
Them too. I forgot Endgame. Oops. And I would also like to add that going to the movies isn't like cost effective anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a real tragedy. And it's not the fault of the theaters. It is a bullshit practice by movie studios to wring out as much money as they can without giving back to theaters. And then movie execs get mad when people don't go to see movies. It's like, oh no, all the money I'm taking away from the movie theater is causing problems. I'm going to get mad at people who aren't causing the problem.
Well, that's the thing I don't understand. I thought COVID kind of answered a lot of this, and I get COVID created part of the problem with people not being able to go to the theaters. But then when they were releasing it on streaming only, actors, actresses, producers, and the streaming services were getting pissed. So it's like, okay, I thought we figured this out. So we'd be okay if it was released in theaters and then streaming. No, people are still angry. It's like, I don't.
So maybe the problem is that someone wrote the contract to favor a select group of people more than others.
I also think that's why people like Ethan Hawke are geniuses.
Oh,
because instead of getting necessarily a set amount of money, 10 million, 5 million, whatever, they take a percentage of the film, i.e. The Purge and Black Phone, and just make mad money because those are such surprise hits. What was it, Sinister, the other one? I can't remember what it was.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that dude's genius. Good for you, man.
That's where I follow the Richard O'Brien metric. Who gives a shit? Just make a fun film. And if it works...
I'm sorry, folks. We were talking about one cult movie, i.e. Tron, and now somehow we're getting several references to Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Shock treatment. I could bring in Brian De Palma in Phantom of the Paradise.
Might as well say Dark City. Why don't you get it out of your system?
That is true. God, I need to rewatch that. But I hate the idea that that people think a film is only successful because of how much money it makes. It's such a fallible mindset, and it's an unfortunate byproduct of the programming that a lot of movie studios want you to fall into, so that you go see these movies, so that it's like, oh, it's a huge success, let's go see more, let's go make more. And it frustrates me that people fall for it. And I have to remind myself, people fall for a lot of stuff, myself included.
Well, that was one of the disappointing things is your friend Brandon actually going on and on about how horrible Jared Leto is. And it's like,
Oh my god, we need to strap him a la Clockwork Orange and force him to watch Ares.
he did such a great job. I really appreciated seeing essentially the turmoil he went through,
Yes.
being Clue, but then being better than Clue as far as more human.
Yes. And then we get Athena, who's the perfect foil, who
Ex-
is then just Clue. But
and
in
we
my
get-
opinion, a better Clue relative to the story, because Clue works in Legacy because there's that turmoil of creator and creation in a really personal sense. And that it's like Flynn saw Clue as like a brother, if not himself. So to have that butting of the heads, it's like watching a family tear itself apart. Athena and Evan Peters Dillinger is Julian Dillinger. That's perfect. That butting heads is perfect because he viewed them as puppets, as nothing but sock puppets he could control. And so it's so beautiful to see that change in dynamic. That yes, she's doing exactly what Clue did, but the dynamic is different because it's not that personal connection that's so deep and ingrained. It's an impersonal and uncaring God that doesn't give a shit what happens.
well, and then we see the difference between Kevin making an error with
Mm-hmm.
his AI and saying, yeah,
Yes.
versus Dylan sitting there. Aries asking, you realize if
Mhm.
you make this decision, she dies, Eve. She dies for real. I almost
Yes.
got that argument when we went and saw Legacy. The mom was like, "Oh, is it going to be okay because they kill people?" I'm like, "Yeah, it kills them digitally. Like it's not real. Like they turn into cubes and stuff, de-res." And it occurred to me, I'm like, I wonder as Dillinger is thinking about this, if he's like, "Well, it's not going to be blood and guts, Eve dying. It's just she's being de-resed, and then all of a sudden she won't exist in the real world." But he made that conscious decision, and you saw it prior
Yes.
to that, he's just doing what he feels is right for the company and to
Mhm.
reclaim the Dillinger name. To no, he's all out committing homicide and
Yes.
murder, and he's okay with it.
Yes. And I love how they hint at, obviously the very Frankensteinian inspiration that Tron has at its core. But I love how they just go that extra mile to be like, oh no, Frankenstein isn't the tragic figure. He's an asshole.
Yeah, and that's
And it's so good.
what's great is we got the original Frankenstein back,
Yes.
the one we all love, in Kevin Flynn. And when he makes his appearance, one, it was hard because he's obviously
Oh,
aged, and he's aged a lot since the original one. Everybody
he's
knows.
looking old, man.
But that was hard to see him being what he was in Legacy, but just that much older. And it was like, oh man, that was hard. But I loved the fact, and this is what I can't understand. It really appeased fanboys. And one of the things I was going to say was it appeased fanboys. If they had brought Sam Flynn back, I don't think that makes the story big enough.
Yeah,
Introducing another element of goodness in Eve and her sister, I think that expanded the world. Great, we get the Dillingers, cool. But now we're not just stuck with this small little war between the Flynns and the Dillingers, Hatfield and McCoys. It's like, no, it's the whole world's at risk. It's bigger.
yeah.
I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But when Ares meets Flynn and gets in the original light cycle and is on the
Oh my god, the work they did, and hearing the Wendy Carlos leitmotif, I was like, yes, yes,
and
yes.
escape the same way in that little
Oh
crack hole, and then meets up with Kevin, and it was just great. The dialogue they have,
yes.
the
Oh my god.
understanding
I
Aries.
like Depeche Mode.
And the
Why?
breakdown of why versus classical music, it's like, that's hilarious.
And I love that true to every person who's ever tried to explain why they love something in the heat of the moment,
Exactly.
you can't. You just can't. And it's
Just because.
you know what? I don't give a fuck. Jared Leto's a great actor. He was in Requiem for a Dream and Fight Club. So if that doesn't influence your
Panic
understanding of how
Room,
he
he
can
was
act.
really good in. Yeah.
Oh, American Psycho.
American Psycho. Yeah, he's
And
done, even I hate the movie, but Blade Runner.
he sells it.
It wasn't his fault that movie is not
No.
interesting to me. His
He just
character was
makes poor
intriguing.
casting decisions.
I've
He's just bad at picking good movies.
not seen Morbius, and I'm not going to. So
Ugh.
sorry,
But it's
bro.
he did so well playing this basically a 12-year-old who just gained consciousness. It's like, oh shit, I like things and I live and I exist. Oh god.
Well, and that
This is
water
fascinating.
illusion reference was fascinating.
Oh my god,
And
yes.
then when Athena experienced the same thing, it was like, yeah, I don't care.
Fuck!
It's like,
And it's
doesn't matter to me. And I'm like, that's interesting.
but that's the beauty of life is that you don't and I it sucks that they didn't focus on Sam and Cora, but this obviously would have been a very crucial part of that story is you think about it, we experience rain every day. We experience the sunset literally every day. Sometimes it depends where you live because the earth and rotation and orbitals and whatever. But I love in Legacy how they're like, well, what's a sunrise?
Yeah.
And it's like, how the fuck do you explain a sunrise? And so it like this film really hones in on that, just the idea of the human experience. And I love that it's like, yeah, maybe we should be a little nicer to the maybe sentient creations we're making, because maybe we don't want them to kill us, please. I'd very much like a not Terminator outcome.
This goes to something that you and I talked about. I really appreciated how Ares came back into the real world that last time, knowing Eve could not fix the particle gun or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I wish as the ultimate fanboy that we had seen Flynn's arcade.
Yes.
And the music of the 80s, because, and I know I'm going to get killed on this one, to me, the major drawback of this movie was the soundtrack. I thought, and I really like Trent Reznor. I grew up with Nine Inch Nails, very much enjoyed him. I thought his soundtrack took away from the visuals, whereas Daft Punk and Wendy Carlos just added to it. And I really, the one where he's singing.
Yeah. It's rough. It's hard. I felt the same thing. It kind of took me out of it. It's like Depeche Mode, or in the in Legacy, you had Sweet Dreams and Separate Ways, but it's like it's I don't know. It took me out of it just that little bit, because it's like otherwise I think a lot of the non-vocal songs they produced for the film are actually pretty good. They fit well. I feel like they kind of hit the more gritty themes that Ares is going for without dipping too far back into Legacy's darker themes. But I do also miss the more like orchestra feel that Carlos and Daft Punk worked so hard to keep inherent to Tron. It's Tron lives and dies by its soundtrack in many ways. Wendy Carlos worked so hard to marry the bio-digital jazz. I'm going to keep saying that because it's such a good line. But the like synthesizers and the strange just synth-based sounds with more classical instrumentation. Like I keep bringing up the video. I promise I'll get it done. So much in the original score. There's vocals. There's like choral pieces, and then organs or like violins and strings. And it's
she is such a departure from the popular synth that was going at the time, like Queen.
Yes, or Blade Runner. How Blade Runner is pure synth.
Exactly. Flash Gordon. These are the how she used it was far different, and the positivity you feel when, especially that Tron, it's like it's just beautiful.
Yes,
I wonder.
The ending titles. I fucking love that because it opens as kind of just like a laid back, still synth based, but then it becomes a synth organ piece for the ending credits, and it's like, all of this is Tron.
While
This
the
is Tron.
visuals of the city turn into the light.
Yes, as it lights back up, and that is what makes the first Tron so special, is that it was, in my opinion, the perfect logical extent of what films like 2001: A Space Odyssey were trying to achieve. An exploration of something new and mystifying, based in science, by using the sounds of what we're familiar with. And 2001 did that perfectly. You have classical music in it. You have probably one of the most famous film classical pieces ever, the 2001 song. But it's the big thing. I'm going to kick you. It uses organs, and that single little just bit of organ at the end of that track is the foundation for science fiction in the modern era. And that if you really, really want to write a science fiction masterpiece, be damn sure it's good, be damn sure it's heady, and put organs in that shit. But Wendy Carlos knew exactly how to make it work and how to bring in the synth in such an amazing synthesis. And then Daft Punk did it so fucking well again. Like the theme that plays when it's, Flynn and Sam are talking to each other, and it's like synth, but then there's also strings. It's like, oh.
And I guess that's what I mean, is that Daft Punk added to what Wendy Carlos made.
And they
the next evolution, whereas I feel like Trent Reznor competed with Daft Punk trying to do better. And I'm like, and maybe that's not in that my expectations of the film were low, given what everybody was saying, but my expectations for the music were high because what everybody was saying. So it evened out, and I was like, I didn't like the music, but I love the movie.
I don't know. I feel like the music for a Tron film is serviceable. I don't think it hits the highs that Carlos and Daft Punk could hit, but I don't think it ever gets so low as to not be a decent Tron soundtrack.
That's true. I agree with that, except for that one
song
where he sings.
That's the only one that bothers me. And I do appreciate that the sound designers did use some of the Wendy Carlos orchestration when they went back to the 82 NCOM grid. I was worried they weren't going to do that.
I wanted 80s pop music too, like they did at Flynn's Arcade. It's like,
I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough.
Oh, when we hear that, I'm like, yeah, it's just like when we first went to Flynn's Arcade and the Eurythmics and Journey. I'm like, booyah.
Never hurt you.
Do I need to bring it up just so you can say it? Who was originally supposed to do the soundtrack for Tron?
Supertramp, although technically Journey as well. It got really complicated really fast.
Which is funny because I'm rewatching Stranger Things and flipping through the records, and one of the first ones, Supertramp. I'm like, hilarious because they go right by it.
Do you remember which Supertramp? Was it?
I don't know.
Was it Breakfast in America?
I don't know.
What did the cover look like?
You only saw the top titles. You didn't see.
Oh shit!
But now I know that record label, and no, it's not it.
You are gonna force me to watch Stranger Things just so I can see what vinyl of Supertramp it was.
We were joking because we're ramping up for season 5 here in the Davis Palmquist household. James is the only one that doesn't care, but we realized why he doesn't care. All the redheads have horrible things happen to them. Barb and Mad Max. Oh
yeah, why the fuck would I want to watch something where the redheads are always getting the shit kicked out of them?
Because I want to see what can happen to you when you mouth off, dude.
That is fair. That is actually very justifiable. Just go to Ireland. That's what happens all the time. It's like their pastime is punching each other.
Yeah, they're weirdos. Anywho.
We love them, but they're strange. Yeah, ultimately, Ares, it's a Tron movie. It's a Tron movie. It fits the established criteria, and it never once steps outside that in a bad way. And I hate more than anything, not the people who say they didn't get it. That's okay. You don't have to get it. But the people who act like they did and act like it's not a Tron movie, because the amount of legacy love that has come out after Ares has released, but has been in spite of Ares and not because of Ares, pisses me the fuck off. You don't get to like Legacy if you're going to say Ares was a bad Tron movie. I don't want to be the gatekeeper here, but there's a point at which you have to realize you've misunderstood Tron as a series if you think Ares was a bad Tron film.
One, in all honesty, name a better trilogy that's as evenly told. There are some. I'm not saying there's a best.
I was going to say, I could think of two off the top of my head.
It's in the top 10, yet most people haven't even heard of Tron.
Tron? What's that? Huh?
Like, to me, okay, I would go with Christopher Nolan's Batman series.
Yeah.
I would go with, obviously, the original Star Wars.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
I would do the Guardians of the Galaxy. Those trilogy, that probably might be the best of all time.
Oh, my God. It's so fucking good.
I would say Back to Future, even though that has some weaknesses.
I definitely put that like lower in the top 10, but still up there.
I would put The Godfather. Yes, the third one's not as great, but it's still.
I was gonna say when you have 1 and 2, 3 kind of gets lifted up anyways.
But that's what I mean. You look at like The Matrix,
Lord of the Rings. Sorry, gotta toss that in there.
Oh no, not in my book. Return of the King. Yeah, hey King, why don't you do something? Because you're not the one that did it. You had a whole bunch of ghosts, and then you had Sam. Frodo, you suck.
And we're walking and 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 walking.
No, don't include that one.
Fine.
But yeah, when you look at it truly, it's up there as one of the best, evenly told, entertaining trilogies now, and most people haven't even heard or seen all of them.
And just like all of the trilogies we've mentioned, it's not just a trilogy to be a trilogy. Okay, Back to the Future might lose a few points for that one. But there's a poetry to it that extends beyond, the just, hey, look, we made a movie. The original Tron is a beautiful examination of deification and, godhood. And then Legacy is a much more personal focus on that with the failure of Flynn as a deity. And now Ares brings into the fact, well, what happens when your god doesn't care and he's a piece of shit? And so it's like it never loses what Tron is about. There's no, it doesn't veer like hard right and be like, fuck you, we're gonna do like war games now.
Well, that's what the great thing about Tron is. There was no setup in the original that there would ever be a sequel.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. We get a sequel. Awesome. The setup that they have at the end of that one for a next movie, they didn't care. They didn't do anything with it.
And they did it again. It worked.
With Julian Dillinger going into the grid, his grid, to get away from the justice that's coming down on him. It's like, what the hell's going to happen? Don't know. Can't wait to find out.
Hey, we need people to bankroll this, please and thank you. Because Disney sure as hell won't.
I hope it all comes together with Sam coming back. I hope it's made in time for Jeff Bridges, but if not, Jeff, please think about signing the rights over to Disney for anything Tron. James Earl Jones did it for Darth Vader. Please.
Yeah, kind of blew up in Disney's face with the James Earl Jones one, but hey, maybe they've learned their lesson.
And please bring back Bruce Boxleitner. And yes. I know Yori has passed away in real life, but get the permission from her family. Allow Peter Cushing, and let's have her in it too, please.
She knew Peter Cushing?
No, Peter Cushing in Rogue One. He was dead. Brought him back.
Oh, sorry. My bad. But Tron is a franchise that I... Shut up. Tron is a franchise that every time... And hey, I'm working hard here, all right? I got an idea cooking. I don't know if Disney will like it, but I need to find the money. That's the problem. Anyways... Tron is unfortunately a franchise that will never be understood in its time. And that's just how it has to be. And it makes me want to burn everything and watch everything crumble to dust because not everybody's going to get Tron. But that means for those of us who do get it, it's that much more special because we get to share with each other what makes Tron that much more special. And when people finally come around to it, sure, we do get to be like, we fucking told you. But then it's also like we have more people to share in the conversation. And so, yes, I'm an impatient person. I'm going to get pissy when I see people heralding Legacy over Ares as if people didn't do the same bullshit when Legacy came out with the original. And I'm also going to get pissed when people are like, well, they're shutting down Tron. And I'm like, they said the same shit after Legacy, and look at what happened. I'm going to get pissed because nobody fucking studies history anymore for some magical reason. But I am always excited for when someone kind of wakes up and is like, oh my, I get it now. Because it's always great to share in the conversation with someone else.
Well, and that's the nice thing about Tron is no, it might not be the blockbuster of Star Wars, but people love it, especially the creatives. So when there's an announcement that there's a new Tron, look who they were able to attract. I get it. Okay, you don't like Jared Leto, but Gillian Anderson, Evan Peters, you get Jeff Bridges back. Are you kidding me? Like, this is an all.
I was going to say, the fact that Jeff Bridges keeps coming back to Tron should be evident enough that this is a hallmark of pop culture.
Exactly. So that when they do it again, okay, the talent that's going to come forward, the amount of time and energy they're going to put into it, I'm now totally 100% believe it's worth it. I was always worried with this one, is it going to be able to do anything that Legacy did? Because there are moments in Legacy I was like, but it brought back Tron in a way that I thought was awesome. Because my favorite best is always going to be the original, and I get it. It changes generation to generation. But that first one, watching it over and over and over again on the Disney Channel was just phenomenal. It's to me why I always wanted to make movies, because like I couldn't have ever in a million years thought of this world, and here's Steve Lisberger created it and made it for me so that I can enjoy this with Dumont, Yori, Ram, all of them. Just love it. So that when the new one came out and Joseph Kosinski really obviously put the time and energy into it, told the story from Sam's point of view, losing his dad, got the comic books involved so that we got the fill in between Legacy and the original, and that we have NCOM still have Alan so that we know what's going on. And I know people are like, well, how can you call this a Tron movie when it doesn't even have Tron? It's like, okay.
That's not the point. It's not the fucking point.
Electronica. That's what it is, all right? It's just all of it.
Really. The point.
I know, right? I will reach up and grab it and nothing will go over my head. It's like, you know what this means, right? So that drives me nuts. But I think there will be more, which I never thought there was before. I think
that's the whole point.
But at
least, no more Tron. Here's Tron.
They're going to put the time and energy into it that it deserves, and that's what's happened for all three.
Yeah.
Count Uprising, with the talent that got as an anime.
My God, that is. I will fight tooth and nail to get another fucking season of that show. I will die on the hill that should not have been canceled. Such a good show. Please go watch it.
To me, that's a prime example of it was ahead of its time, like all Tron seems to be. If Disney Plus had existed when that came out, I think it would have kept going.
Oh my God, it would have done.
We were only at the Disney XD level. We didn't have the platform for it yet, so
no, unfortunately not. And it's Tron is a franchise. Tron, I always say it's Disney's Metroid, but I don't think that's fair because Metroid got lucky. Metroid found a niche audience bigger than Tron did. Tron is the fucking zombie that doesn't die because it has something left to prove. And no matter what you try, it won't go down. Tron is the underdog of pop culture. And that's what makes it so fucking special, is that every time you think it's over, fuck you, we're still going strong. It is the franchise I will always tout as the one that cannot die, because there will always be that one idiot like me who doesn't let it die, who will fight tooth and nail to get a Tron film made.
And that's what's crazy to me is Tron has always been a part of my life in conscious memory. No, it was not around when I was born. I was 7 years old when it came out. But as far as I remember, it's always been there. So to me, the Simpsons joke of, has anybody seen Tron? It's like, I don't understand.
No.
Like, it's, why wouldn't you have seen Tron? But then as I got older, the number of times I've had to introduce people to Tron, and then Tron Legacy baffles me. But every single time they come back with, oh my God, that was amazing. like literally have friends that named their children after Flynn because they fell in love with Tron. I'm like, yeah, how did you not know this existed? Like, it baffles me.
And that's where I don't think enough people just explore. I only know the weird, obscure shit I know because I got bored on the internet and was just goofing off. I only know shock treatment exists because you knew it existed. I only found Phantom of the Paradise because I fell in love with Rocky Horror and wanted to know more about it. I only know Tron because of you, and therefore every other thing, these offshoots, the anime I adore, the video games I've played,
No, 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 don't put that on me. Do not put
I'm not putting the anime on you. I'm
manga
not.
on me.
You did.
My bad. I created a nerd, but I had no idea that I was going to be Dr. Frankenstein, and this is the monster I created. Astro Boy's phenomenal. I love it. Battle of the Planets, great.
So he's downplaying it.
Other
He
on
Powerpuff
HBO.
Girled it. He Powerpuff Girled it.
No, I didn't even like Powerpuff Girls.
How?
Clone Wars, when that came, the original Chadarsky, whatever, I can't say his name.
Oh,
that,
Gendy Tartakovsky?
That was awesome.
I will admit, yeah, the Gendy Tartakovsky Clone Wars. God, I rewatched that a while ago, and it was so fucking good.
Yeah.
That's a different conversation, though.
Awesome.
But it's like
but
the only... Shut up. The only reason I know and love these obscure things I do that not everybody has seen or that don't have a mass wide appeal is because I spent the time exploring our rich history and culture as a collective humanity and was like, oh, cool. I'm interested in this. Let's look into it. And it's more people need to do that. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Turn off your reality television, pick up a copy of Fahrenheit 451, and realize you've been sedated by bullshit television. The second you do that, you will intercept so much amazing art. And maybe watch Shock Treatment while you're at it.
Well, that's my favorite, is when movies make references to these classic books and people find out these storylines were either in books or there's a reference to the book, Snowball, that it's like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, idiot. No shit. My favorite is everyone's always like, I didn't know the creature could talk. And I'm like, read the book. Read the book.
No.
Oh, God.
Will not, cannot, won't, stop, whatever. If I want to read, I go back to school.
We watched Rocky Horror for Halloween with a whole group of my friends, and every one of them who hadn't seen the film before was like, that's where that's from, when the Time Warp played. And I was like, not enough people have explored art. I don't feel like this should be the case, but everyone should know the Time Warp is from Rocky Horror. That's like the Rocky Horror song.
And that's not even my favorite part of that movie.
No.
When Dr. Frankfurter comes down that elevator, it's like,
how do you do I?
Oh, that's it.
Dude, such a great fucking character introduction. That is how we need to do a Rocky Horror segment. Just redux it.
Well, and I'm excited. Folks, you may have known by now, like I've been to the theater, great, whatever. I don't really get excited at Broadway, but they recently announced they're doing Rocky Horror on Broadway, and they're like, holy hell, we gotta go check this out.
And it's I don't want to do the interactive kind of stuff watching the film, but watching the stage show, that's the best fucking way to do it, because there's a great version of it on YouTube for free that if you love Rocky Horror, watch it. The audience interacts with the stage performers, and it's so fucking hilarious because then the performers play back into it, and I really love the soundtrack for Rocky Horror. I love the live version from the 1974 Roxy cast even more. Getting to see the show performed live on stage is something I would kill for.
This may sound weird. It's the show I've seen most performed live in theater than any other show that you were not involved in. Obviously, I saw you in Pippin and Christmas Carol.
I was gonna say that's an unfair contest then.
But I've seen Rocky Horror Show 3 times, twice in Scotland and once in little old Cleveland, Ohio. And every
God,
time
Scotland?
it's
That sounds
phenomenal.
awesome. I
It
want to go
was.
see a Scottish
I,
production of Rocky Horror.
I have no idea why my buddy Brad Holman and I walked into that theater to watch it. I
Oh,
do
that must have been
not.
fun if his name was
Oh,
Brad.
it was. Well, it still is. But I have no idea. I knew the movie. I'd never seen the live show. Um, was blown away, and it really is, folks. If you get a chance to go see it on any level, if
Yes.
the performer's great, it's going to be phenomenal. If the performer's horrible, it's still going to be phenomenal. But the
Because
better
it's
the performer,
funny.
the more improv they bring to it. And
Yes.
if Dr. Frankfurter, whoever is playing Dr. Frankfurter, is good, you're going to have the time of your life because it's
Yes.
such an interactive show. And not like James said, not like the movie where the screen is not going to interact with you. You're just throwing
Mhm.
popcorn and have your newspaper and yelling and whatever. And I hate that. I just do. I'm sorry. I love the theater production though when the cast can talk
Yeah.
back, and
You get the interplay, and it's that much more special.
it is. And then we get to sing along with the songs that we all know, and it's fabulous. And then
Yes.
there's less known songs, but you just know the theme, and even ones that didn't make it to the movie but are in the production. Yeah, it's such an
Yeah.
awesome thing to talk about in our Tron segment.
Well, I mean, at this point, let's just talk about cult classics. We're already there, and that's the beauty of cult classics and like Rocky Horror and Tron. They've picked up a much larger audience as they've continued. Tron didn't get as lucky as Rocky Horror. And I mean, at this point, I don't really consider Rocky Horror a cult classic, so to speak. It's very much a cult film, but it's gained such a huge audience now that I think it's in a weird pseudo mainstream place. It's not mainstream, but it's too big to be a cult classic anymore. And
I disagree.
it's
I think
it's a weird middle space.
it's still a cult
Okay,
because and I think Tron's less of a cult now simply because they're sequels.
that is true. You
Whereas
can't
there's
really,
somebody that
yeah,
stepped up and said, "We're going to put our money where our mouth is and make another Rocky Horror Picture." So I
yeah,
know Shock Treatment exists, but it is not a sequel. It's not the same thing.
true. But it is a spiritual successor and a follow-up in many ways. So technically they made a sequel. God, there's a lot of
Technically, they did not.
ambiguity.
He tried, and because he couldn't, he made Shock Treatment. But you know damn well they did
But
not.
it's still such a good follow-up.
I didn't say it wasn't.
I do consider it a sequel because it's like an anthology. They don't have to be the same story, but they can be in the same series.
But I'm just telling you, it's not because the characters aren't the same.
And Season of the Witch isn't a Halloween movie.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Wizard of Oz does have a prequel. Rocky Horror doesn't.
No,
Well, that's wicked. Boom.
no, the prequel is the wedding at the very beginning.
6, 7.
Yeah, it's God, and then there's just the mind fuck that is Phantom of the Paradise. That's a whole other ballpark occult classic.
I am
I'm
not.
guessing you don't remember much of it.
No, I do. I was
Okay.
going to go on. I'm not a De Palma fan.
That's fair. And
But
it's
that's one
after
that I like.
yeah,
That's one I like. I like that. I like Mission Impossible.
of
It's not
course.
like Carrie.
Yeah. Carrie.
I'm not a big fan of Scarface,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's one of the ones I like. Shock Treatment.
Yeah. But it's you haven't seen Shock Treatment.
I'm
You've
sorry.
seen
I'm
Phantom
sorry.
of the Paradise.
Phantom of the Paradise. I was thinking that because of De Palma, but no,
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I will argue, benefit of the doubt, the woman who plays Phoenix, Jessica Harper, in Phantom of the Paradise, she plays Janet in Shock Treatment. So it's pretty nice to see her. She's the cult classic queen.
Now.
Yeah, she was also in Suspiria, your favorite.
Wow, I really do not like this.
Yeah, Jessica Harper.
The weirdo with all these talk about cult classics that everybody's like, oh, you got to check this out. Repo Man? No. Suspiria? No.
Repo Man.
No.
I found one. It's got our guy from Star Wars and Willow, Skinned Deep.
Skin Deep or Skinned Deep?
Skinned deep. Skinned.
Warwick Davis?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm
Never even heard of this one because there's a John Ritter movie called Skin Deep, but not Skin Deep.
It's like it's like what I can only imagine The Hills Have Eyes is, but you gave everyone more coke. Like I legitimately don't know how to describe this. Maybe it's not Warwick Davis, but it's no, I think it is. It was made in 2004. Yeah, it's got Warwick Davis.
News to me.
Yeah, it's here. Can I share my screen?
I guess.
You're about to. Oh boy. Yes, I'm allowing.
Be
Okay.
baffled.
Does it? Is it showing up? Like.
Wow.
I know, right?
A family vacation is turned into a nightmare when they are abducted by a family of deranged killers. Sci-fi horror thriller.
Like I did. Oh boy, those scores mean it. Mean it has to be like brilliant.
I like how Warwick Davis is the only name I recognize.
Well, that's what makes him good.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Checking that out.
I found this and I was like, what the hell is this? Why is Warwick Davis in this? I was like, what? It was a very interesting find for sure.
It's something, all right.
Come on, we gotta watch it. We gotta watch the original Space Storm or whatever it was.
That's the one I want to see. What is it? Metal Space?
Metal Storm.
Yeah, I want to watch that one because I love the Fall Guy.
We are gonna have to take a trip to Las Vegas local store Zia Records, and we are gonna have to look through their old like DVD, CD, whatever collection and see what weird cult films we can find.
What if? Oh my God, this goes back to the other segment we did. What if we go to Zia Records, find this movie, but somebody recorded it, and we really are taking the chance? Do we chance it that this could be the movie we're looking for, or do we chance that this is The Ring and we're going to die in a week?
Oh my God, we just go through the VHS section. Oh,
I'll be honest though, I'll make a lot of copies of The Ring one, and there's people I want to show it
to. Oh, I have a feeling I may be mailing it to some certain high-level officials.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
names, but
unlike Ted Kaczynski, I won't get caught because it wouldn't be a pipe bomb.
That's why you don't name names, bro.
I said Ted Kaczynski. He went to jail.
Is that a name? That's a name. You name names.
Oh, excuse me, Ted Kaczynski.
God. Bad powers.
Womp womp. But yeah, it's I saw a great meme. Sorry, I just talking about, older footage and sound formats. I saw a great meme that was scientists have created a Blu-ray disc larger capable of storing more storage. And so my first thought was, great, you've made Laserdisc. You went in a fucking circle.
That is like saying, hey, we made a bigger VHS tape. It's like,
hey, so I made this fascinating cartridge that's bigger and it stores things on a round disc in a protective case. You've made a fucking floppy disk. Oh, that's what they're called.
Gone backwards.
We've got that.
No, we've gone full circle now. We're talking about 3.5 floppy discs or 5-inch discs. So we're back to the original Tron.
That's like my favorite joke in Third Rock from the Sun. Clearly, they haven't learned the superior audio formatting of vinyl.
Well, folks, give us your thoughts on Tron Ares, Tron Legacy, Tron Uprising, cult classics, Brian De Palma, how Shock Treatment is not a sequel to Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's a successor.
Know what you guys think in the comments below.
And if you have any cult classic recommendations or just cult film recommendations, please, I am always on the prowl for some more good shit.